Chris here.
Matt here. Hey everyone. Nice to meet you.
So we're here today to talk about The Batman.
2022.
Yes.
Directed by Matt Reeves.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's get this out here first, right? The best Batman movie ever?
Man, we haven't even said that. No, we'll get there. But leave that thought in your mind for later on.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. So depending on where you're watching or listening to this.
Watching?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's either
Do you have a YouTube channel or something?
I do. So everything will be in the description, but you'll either be watching this on my YouTube channel overview, or this will be listened through on the podcast, which is Chris and Matt Shit Talk, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how long it's been. It's been a while.
I think so.
It's been a while since we've done a podcast, so I thought, you know what? Let's get this Batman discussion going. Just full spoiler talks.
We both took a second out of our day to do this.
Yes. And this will be for obviously the YouTube channel and the podcast. Now, if you're looking to look at either thing, it's in the description of either platform. All right.
Great
now
stuff,
that's out of the way.
Hey, let's get talking about the Batman.
So I think a good way to start is give our first impressions of the film. So I've seen it twice. You've seen it once.
Yeah.
So give us your thoughts, overall thoughts, but like brief thoughts.
All right. When I first walked out the cinema, I wanted to like let it mellow for a bit.
You wanted to scream from the hilltops like, this is fucking the best movie ever.
No, I wanted to think about it a bit. And then like later that night, I was like, you know what? This is actually... I was watching like Easter egg videos about it, and I was like, I do love this movie. And I love it.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like a couple of
That's
days
all I need
later,
to
you
say.
came up to me and you were like...
I'm pretty sure it was later that night. I messaged you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you saying, you know, you weren't too sure to say like how you properly feel about it, because like it wasn't long.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I've been scarred before, bro. Remember that time we walked out of Batman vs.
Man, shut the
Superman?
hell up.
That was
That can-
trash.
That can be a discussion we can do one day of how good Batman vs Superman is.
Nah, let's just talk about this actual good movie first.
No, I don't rate that movie highly, but I still enjoy it more than you do. That's for sure.
Yep.
But
What did you think of it?
the first time I came out of the movie, yeah, I was blown away by it. You know, I couldn't stop thinking about it until I seen it again. I seen it again a couple of days later. And to be honest, I still felt pretty much the same I did the first time I came out. I think it's an amazing movie. Personally, to me, I feel like this is the best Batman portrayal we have gotten.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's like accurate to the comic books and the animated Batman. But yeah, I think it's an amazing movie. I think it's amazing that we get the detective Batman, and we got more of a slower, more Batman actually thinking about what he's going to be doing next.
Yeah. And
Instead
that's
Instead of
closer
set
to
piece
the
after set
comics
piece.
in terms of character traits.
Yeah, instead of like the other live action movies, and no disrespect to them, but it's like set piece after set pieces kind of thing. You do see some detective stuff from some of the other movies, like
That ain't detective work.
yeah, it's not.
Hey, look, I magically got this fingerprint from a bullet that we don't even have. From
that's what
scanning a brick.
That's what I was about to
that
bring
ain't-
up. So there's
But
little glimpses.
we're not here to talk trash about the other movies.
No.
We're here to talk praises and maybe some dislikes. Do you have any dislikes of this movie?
I feel like after the second viewing, there's probably a couple of things I could say.
The 2 hour and 50 something minute runtime.
Yeah, I think I'll mention that now. I think the runtime does feel like the movie does feel a little bit longer the second time I watched it. I felt like the first time I watched it, I didn't feel like it was 3 hours. Like it went through, and you know I was hooked all the way through. The second time I watched it, I did feel like I was still hooked all the way through, but then I felt like to me it just felt longer. Like everything dragged on a little bit longer. And
I also got that feeling my first time. Because I was like, all right, we should be near the end now of this movie, but they're still going.
So I feel like there's certain things that it could have been cut down a little bit, I felt like. But then in saying that, like, I love all the content in the movie, so it's hard to say what I'd cut down. I feel like the second time I watched it, because I've seen it already.
Well, you could cut down one of the times he goes into the iceberg lounge. Because this is spoilers, by the way.
Well, this is a full spoiler. Let's just say that before we get into
we'll
it.
put that in the title.
This is full spoiler discussion. So if you haven't read the title and you've just clicked on this video and you're like, oh yeah,
You stupid.
this is full spoilers. So we're going to spoil everything.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, he goes to the Iceberg Lounge 3 times. One as
Yes.
Batman, beats him up. One as Bruce Wayne, and then Batman again. You could probably remove... Actually, I don't even know if you could remove...
I don't think you can because you see him.
You could probably remove the Bruce Wayne one, and he meets Falcone some other way.
Yeah, but then you're still putting in a scene.
Yeah, true.
Plus, I love the fact that when you think about it this way, is the way Batman goes in is reflected off the way Bruce Wayne goes in, but just the guys at the door let him in this time. So, like the scene,
that's true.
the camera angle they do for Batman is exactly the same as what they do for Bruce Wayne. I love how they do that.
You could say
And then the
that's
door
him
closes.
learning to separate Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Why do you say that?
Because people saying that they're the same character pretty much.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like him.
And now Batman's becoming, like, he's using the shadows more. In a
Yeah,
way.
and like Batman can't just walk into places like that where Bruce Wayne, because of his reputation, will be able to get led into places.
Wait, we're jumping right into the middle of the movie.
Yeah, well-
Let's get back to the start.
So I think what we're going to do with this discussion is we're going to go through the movie and just give our thoughts as we're going through. Then I feel like at the end of the... once you've gone through the movie, I feel like then we can give our final thoughts and any like separate stuff we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, sure.
The start of the movie. So you got...
Wait, I do wish I'd seen the movie the second time before we did this, though.
Well, I think us going over the movie will refresh your memory as well.
Yeah, you're right.
So the start of the movie, we've got two perspectives. So we'll start from the Riddler. So what did you think of the Riddler's introduction? Sorry.
That breathing at the start is fucking creepy as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you see him, he's looking for... What are they
Some
called?
like binoculars.
The binoculars, right? And you're like, oh, who's this man? And when I first saw him, he's like drinking, he's talking. I thought, oh, is this Bruce Wayne's dad? And then the kid like pretends to cut him, and I was like, oh fuck, he's getting murdered. But it's obviously his kid, and it's Halloween, so they're about to go out, and he stays behind. With dumb move. Never let your kids go out in Gotham, the worst city in the world.
Oh, that's a good
By
point.
themselves.
That's a good point. Yeah. And especially
I
since
could not
you're the
let-
mayor,
Yeah.
and that's your kid and wife.
Bro,
That's a good
you
point.
probably got some kind of money.
Get some.
some
they probably
bodyguard,
had security. We just don't know about it.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why Riddler was able to get in there. All the
Yeah,
security was with the
there
kids.
you
Hey.
go.
Well, yeah, he's watching him, and then it cuts to the mayor watching TV or something. What were they watching?
So he was watching like the debate. It was a press conference
That's
between him and his opposition,
Yeah.
which ends up being the mayor later on.
Yeah. And then like it goes in front of him, and then it will like you see for like a second the Riddler at the back just staring at him.
Pops
And
up
then-
because of the shadows kind of thing.
It's fucking creepy. And then it cuts to just like I think we're in the Riddler's eyes, and we're just watching him do his shit. It's creepy as hell. And the whole scene is just him breathing heavily. as well.
Yeah. And I think it's the part where the mayor turns off the TV and then starts walking off, and the Riddler just starts screaming. I swear that gives me
Yeah.
fucking shakes when it's like,
That's
oh shit.
Yeah, facts.
Starts screaming, bashes him on the back of the head, and then you just like make sure he's
I
dead.
got a little
Basically.
a rapey vibe when he hopped on top of him. I was like, that's a little bit weird.
He is like he jumps on top of him, then he starts breathing in and out. He's like, and he's like,
Well,
being really like,
that's his first murder, isn't it? I haven't read the prequel book, so I don't know. Because apparently he burns down the mansion.
well, technically, from what we know, that's his first murder. Yeah,
Maybe he's just taking it all in. Like, oh, I did it. I'm a fucking legend.
and that's a
Me
good
and
point.
me
You
and
bring,
Batman, we did it.
yeah, that's a good point you bring up about the book as well. I'll say certain details that we get from a prequel book called Before the Batman, which is like classed
Great
as
name.
canon right now.
Yeah.
That might change later on depending on what they want to do. So what I can say about the book, since the book it starts from showing Bruce Wayne as a child when his parents were still alive, and what you do learn is that Bruce Wayne and his family go from Wayne Manor, move out of there and move into Wayne Tower, and then they use Wayne Manor as a orphanage. And that's where the Riddler comes from, that same orphanage.
What I do like about this movie is, like, I didn't know that happened, and you obviously did because you read the book, but you don't need to read the book. And
No.
I understood that straight away from watching the movie.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go back and read the book.
I think the only thing, like, you don't have to go back and read the book. It just adds more texture to what you're watching.
It explains what the Riddler was doing beforehand, right?
Yeah, exactly. And, like, where Batman, like, it explains Batman getting the car that he's got in the movie.
I can't wait to talk about that scene.
One thing I did feel like that the book said that we don't really get in the movie is that Bruce Wayne got trained by Alfred, but he didn't just get trained by Alfred. He got trained by Alfred growing up. Then when he was going to different colleges, he would go to martial arts schools in whatever college he was, because he was going to colleges around the world. So he was traveling around the world and going to all these different martial arts places around the world. So he was learning different techniques and styles and that. And that's how he got his, like, fighting styles. It wasn't just off Alfred. But they don't...
So you wish they explained that more in the movie?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal, but, like, a lot of people think, it's just Alfred that trained him. No, so, like, Alfred can't just train someone and they become Batman. No, like, Bruce Wayne really put himself there from doing all these different things. But Alfred started him off from learning. But it's not really something you need to know, but it's a good detail, I feel like.
Well, that would be more of his origin story, I feel like. So, and this isn't an origin story.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like maybe they might mention something in a later film. Maybe.
Yeah, well, no doubt they're planning a trilogy right now.
Yeah, exactly. And they might go a little bit into his backstory a little bit more, even if it's just him saying something, which I kind of like. Instead of us showing us, just like have him say it, or even just give us a quick flashback or something like that.
Yeah. So what happens after the Riddler murdered the mayor?
So from the Riddler, we cut to Batman, and we start getting Batman's introduction, which is the best.
Oh shit! Yeah, all right.
Which is the best.
I have to ask you because you got to remind me.
Yeah. Which is the best introduction ever.
And he literally just walks out.
Yeah. So what we get first is we get Bruce going through a crowd of people, and he's kind of in his rugged look. In the book, it actually explains him getting this look where he puts on a cap and puts on some makeup, makes himself kind of look poor, I guess you can say, to fit into Gotham. Because in the book, people would talk shit to him because they realize it's Bruce Wayne and he's a billionaire and like he doesn't need any help or anything like that. And so Bruce has like dressed himself down and made himself look more rugged, I guess, to fit into Gotham, to not show people who he is.
Yeah. We
get narration from Bruce.
I love it.
As he's
the
going
monologue.
on.
I love that. I wish they did it throughout the movie while he was like, it showed us his thought process of trying to solve the riddles and the detective work and like just shit like that. Kind of like in the Arkham games where we hear his thoughts.
He actually speaks in the Arkham days, doesn't he? Like he's like, I have to do this, or
yeah. Well, that's just the developer's way of saying, oh, go do this now.
Yeah,
but I like it.
I do like that. I wish that I would agree with that. I would have loved them to do more narration from Bruce giving his thoughts and on the situation he's in, because we only get it at the start, then we get it at the end of the movie, and that's it.
Yeah, well, it's him reading his journal.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be good if he's in the crime scenes and he's actually explaining his thoughts within that crime scene.
Yeah, it would be hard to do though. I imagine it's very easy to mess it up and make it sound weird.
That's true. But you never know, they might go more, they do something like that with the next movie.
What does he say in the first monologue?
So it's kind of, to be honest, I can't really remember, but he pretty much says like, I've become, what does he say? He says he's become a creature of the night, basically.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't be in every shadow.
He can't be everywhere at once.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
And then it shows a kid spray painting. And he drops a can and it rolls into like a corridor.
Well, first, what he does is he says he uses the light, the bat symbol to show people, to like scare people. So he's out there. So when these people,
which has always been in the comics.
Yeah. So that part you just said there. He looked up into the sky and seen the symbol.
That's right. So now he started to get nervous.
And he's like, oh, shit,
now
he's
his
out.
Thoughts are playing on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he drops the can, it rolls into the shadow, and he's like, nah, I'm out of it.
Yeah. And then you get the same thing with the guy that robbed a store.
Yeah. He's got like a melon mask.
Yeah, because it's Halloween. I keep forgetting that it's Halloween. Like, it's Halloween, so everyone's kind of dressed up.
That's a creepy ass mask.
Yeah.
It's got like eyes and a weird mouth cut into it.
But he robs a deli, and then he goes off and he sees the symbol in the air as well, and he freaks out and he looks into the shadows. But the music that plays in the background and the vibe of it, like, it really makes you. I felt a bit like intimidated. I was like, oh shit, like, what's going on?
It's definitely a thriller movie.
Yeah.
But that dude, he like kind of like stares at it and he walks back and then he gets hit by a car.
Yeah, hit by a car, yeah, and then runs off.
Yeah.
And then what we get is
the best entrance to a Batman movie ever.
We cut to a gang of thugs dressed up in some white paint on their face.
Yeah, they're on a train and they're about to follow a dude off.
Yeah, follow a dude off.
Rob him, probably beat him up.
Yeah.
I would definitely say beat him up.
So I think they're trying to, the younger fella, he's only got half his face painted, so maybe he's not fully
initiate. And I think this is him. I actually think they were going to murder him, and him murdering him would put him in the gang.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You go, bro. You go.
So what we get is we start to hear footsteps, loud footsteps from the shadows, and all the blokes get taken back by it. They're like, oh, what's this? And they start looking into the shadows.
You know, I will say this. He doesn't go to people who are already scared of him. He goes to someone who's not scared of him.
I like that.
To make him scared of it. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Because Batman, like, you hear the footsteps, Batman walks out, and it's fucking intense, and everyone's like staring at him. But the leader of the pack is like, oh, who are you supposed to be? Like, kind of playing it off.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the dude walks up. You've seen this in the trailer. It's in the trailers. And Batman just beats the fuck out of him. breaks his arm, then like
he's definitely got,
his face will be all kinds of fucked up.
And then he's like, I'm vengeance.
Yeah, classic.
Which is, when he says I'm vengeance, that's a line that sticks through the whole movie, and then it comes full circle by the end of the movie. He says that, and then all the other blokes are like, oh shit, what the fuck is... Let's get him. And so Batman's like attacking.
But apart from that dude with the half face paint.
Yeah, he's scared, so he's like staying back.
Just staring at him. I don't think he's totally bad.
He just he's
heading that way.
He might be like he hangs around the wrong people kind of thing. So what happens next is, after Batman's knocked out all these people, the kid we just mentioned runs off, and then Batman looks at the guy he just saved, and the bloke's like, oh, don't hurt me. Yeah. Because Batman has a reputation at the moment of just being...
He's not only using fear on the criminals as well. He's using it on the innocent people, which he hasn't realised that yet. I fucking love that bit.
Well, what he does after that is he looks into the sky and he sees his symbol. So he says, oh yeah, that's Gordon. Let's go to Gordon. So then we come to the crime scene, the first crime scene.
Yeah, all right. Well, pause here. What do you think of the Batsuit?
I think it's amazing. I think it's really good. I like the fact that and they explain this in the book as well, he made this suit himself, which I guess all Batmans do, don't they? In a way, this is kind of like more personal, like all of the plates that are on the suit, he's done that all himself by hand. It
feels like everything is there for a reason. Like
exactly.
They all have a job to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's put thought into it, where he's put things, and there's actual like scrapes on a lot of his armor and that to show that he's like been through some shit. And you never know, like, he's probably tested this suit out a lot, where he's maybe got stabbed somewhere or hit somewhere.
And then he's like put a plate there.
Yeah, exactly.
To help block it.
Yeah, I think it's fucking good, man.
Yeah, you'll find this out later, but he can like pull off the bat symbol on his chest and use it as a blade. That's cool.
Yeah, I like that feature. You only see it like once, but it's...
No, twice, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, do you?
I think so, yeah. He doesn't use it as a blade the first time. I don't think. I can't remember. I really need to go see this movie again.
Yeah. So what do you think? Let's get to the first crime scene.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, the mask is my favourite part about that suit. I don't know why, I just fucking love it. It looks so good. When he's smashing that dude's face in, it just...
What I will say, I really like the mask, but what I love the most, his eyes. I feel you can really see his eyes in this movie. I feel like a lot of the other Batman movies, you're not really pointed to his eyes, but I feel like in this one, and it's kind of like the animated series. In the animated series, they make a good point to you're always looking at his eyes.
Yeah, well, they make it very easy to look at his eyes because they're just white.
Yeah, exactly. But in this one, this is like the first live-action film where I'm kind of looking at Robert Pattinson's eyes, because and he tells a lot of emotions just off his eyes. Like even in the first,
he does an amazing job as emulating his emotions while he's in the batsuit.
Yeah,
you know what he's feeling, and I think that's a thing actors in the past have struggled with.
It reminds me a little bit of like Tom Hardy as Bane. Bane did a really good job of using his eyes to show his emotions. Because he obviously had the thing on his face.
Yeah, I feel like they would start moving their hands more and like exaggerating that part.
Yeah.
Because Tom Holland, who's Spider-Man, also talks about that. He's like, well, it's harder to act when your face is covered, so you exaggerate your hand movements.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do notice that in the movies. You're like, oh yeah, I can see that. Because no normal person talking would talk like
exactly
what he does. Yeah.
But I feel like, this Rob Pattinson does an amazing job with his eyes, especially in the first crime scene. As he's walking through a bunch of cops in a hallway.
Yeah.
One cop stops him and says, "Oi, what are you doing?" Just off of Patterson's eyes, you can see him looking at him like, "Get the fuck off me!" And then Gordon's like, "Oh, he's with me." And then they start walking, and the cops are like, "Oh, freak!"
Yeah. They don't respect him right now.
They never really respect him through the. I feel like not
the
to
one
the
that
end.
said the one that says freak. He's also helps Batman at the end.
But then he's kind of
solve
like
the last riddle,
and it might have been the fact that he was by himself then, and he felt intimidated.
Yeah,
because you can tell. He's like, "Oh, should you touch that?" And he's like, "Oh, like
yeah." You'd feel confident with 30 of your boys around as well.
Yeah, yeah. We have our first crime scene.
Yeah, which is the mayor. He's it's in the trailers still. So what does it say on his face? He's got duct tape wrapped.
I think
around
it
his
says.
face.
See, I got to try and remember all these little things, but it says liar, liar something.
Yeah.
Little details like that I can't really remember.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's strapped up to the chair. His face is wrapped in duct tape with liar something written on it, and he's missing his right thumb.
Yes.
Yeah. Batman obviously notices pretty much straight away.
And he says like, "Oh, he was still alive when he got his thumb cut off because of a reason." But I thought that was a cool detail.
I think it was like certain bruising around the thumb, I guess.
I thought that's a cool detail. That's real like detective kind of thing there.
Yeah. Well, that's our first glimpse of him being a detective.
Yeah. And then we get Bruce walking through the crime scene, looking at different things.
I fucking love this. And a cop there who's taking photos notices that he's finding a lot.
Yeah.
So she starts following him around and taking photos of what he sees. Yeah. I fucking love that.
And I think we don't get there's nothing too much going on in this scene. You get like the Riddler is leaving clues. We won't explain everything because obviously people that have watched it, that have watched this video know what's up. But I like how the Riddler with his cards, it's kind of like a best friend kind of thing, isn't he? Like he's giving Batman a card. And
that's
like,
the delusion he has. He thinks that they're working together.
But eventually what happens is, is it Commissioner comes in? It says, "Gordon, what the hell are you doing?" Or his partner.
Why is he here or something?
Yeah. And then Batman obviously has to leave.
He's the commissioner, I think.
Because obviously Gordon's
he's not even lieutenant. Oh, no, he is lieutenant. I don't know. He's something. He's definitely a cop. I know that.
But Batman has to leave, and as he's leaving, he gets a glimpse of the sun that you see at the start of the movie through the binoculars. They actually found his dad dead. And Bruce relates to that.
You see obviously the motion of his face. You can see that Bruce is like kind of connecting with that kid. Yeah. Like, not connecting, but understanding.
Yeah.
And you see all that because Bruce is just staring at him.
You get it a couple times though, like because you get it with Batman and then you get it with Bruce when he's at the funeral.
Yeah.
I like.
And then at the end.
And then at the end when he saves him. So I like that how they did that. Like, you see Batman through every kind of stage, I guess. Because at the start of the movie, he's really vengeful, but then by the end of the movie, he becomes more of a symbol of hope. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
You still want to start?
I was going to skip right to it, but I'll stop.
What we'll do is we'll
we're trying to go through the story of the movie.
Yeah, give our thoughts as we're going through.
Yeah, it's hard though.
It is.
What happens next?
So after the crime scene, that's Batman's night done. So we get back to Bruce Wayne. And he takes the eye... What do you call that? Contacts, yeah. Takes the eye contact out of his eye and like places that on a machine to be able to show what he's done for the night, which is pretty cool. What do you think of that?
Much,
like
I don't mind
records.
That. Yeah. It's a good gadget.
That's fucking high-tech as shit.
Yeah.
And then you get some scenes with Alfred and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. I fucking love Alfred in this. What's his... Oh, fuck. I forgot the name of the actor.
Andy Skies, is it?
Andy something.
Andy Serkis?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Let's get the cast.
Well, he's in Black Panther and Age of Ultron. He plays
like a...
Claw or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. An amazing bad guy.
We don't really see much of him, though, do we?
No.
Like in Marvel movies, anyway.
Not really.
You don't see much of him in this movie either.
Yeah, that's another thing I wish we had more of. But I get why they didn't, because it's already almost 3 hours long.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing with this movie of his Alfred, sorry. So I think we'll just talk about Alfred altogether, because there's not that many scenes with him to begin with.
Yeah.
You get a couple scenes of Alfred. Alfred helps Bruce solve some of the riddles. And you get him saying, if you continue down this line, you're going to be all fucked up.
Pretty much what every Alfred has said
yeah,
to
exactly.
Bruce before.
And then we don't really see him again. Like next time you see him, you get blown up.
Yeah.
And then after that, you see him in the hospital scene. So you're not really getting much with Alfred.
We do get some, but yeah, it ain't much.
And I feel like I wanted more from Alfred. Like if I had to take away anything from the movie, I feel like I wanted more with Alfred.
Yeah, 100%. We got a lot with Jim and Bruce, Batman.
Yeah. And I mean, how am I meant to feel sad for Alfred being in the hospital bed when I hardly know him? Even though I know that character, so I did feel like sad because I know Alfred, because I've been following Batman for as long as I can remember. So I know Alfred, so I felt sad for him. But as an actor and in the movie, I didn't really feel sad because I hardly seen this character.
The movie relies you on knowing who Alfred is and what Alfred means to Bruce.
Yeah, they don't give you that connection to Alfred's.
But I do hope we get more of him in the future.
Yeah, I hope the next movie they show like more between Bruce and Alfred.
Yeah. So in this scene, what Bruce is, he's watching what he just recorded with his magic eyes.
Yep.
What does Alfred say to him again?
Well, he says, I've got some people coming around.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Business related. I can't remember exactly what for.
Oi, fuckhead. Be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
So this Bruce, what do you think of the Bruce Wayne that we get in this? Does that brings up a good topic of how Bruce doesn't want to do fuck all and he just wants to do Batman things.
See, a lot of people have a problem with that, but I don't have a problem with that because, like, yeah, that's what Bruce Wayne would want to do. He doesn't want to be a rich billionaire. He wants to be Batman. And he just hasn't learned that, Batman, I need to wear a mask as Bruce Wayne so people don't know who I am. Like,
he's basically the persona, like the Bruce Wayne is the mask.
Yeah, which is
where Batman is the
a classic Batman thing.
Yeah, and that like for me personally, that's the way I see Batman.
I feel like that's everyone, bros.
Nah, no.
Yeah.
These days, most people coming out saying, "Oh, that's not Bruce Wayne. He should be fucking bitches and
Yeah, but
drinking alcohol."
I think they understand that that's not him. Then that's all
I feel like
facade.
Yeah, I feel like the Dark Knight, not the Dark Knight, but the Nolan trilogy does it pretty well with Bruce Wayne, where you got the scene where he's always walking in with multiple women. Like every time you see Bruce Wayne coming, he's with multiple women.
Yeah.
The Harvey Dent scene
really
in Dark Knight is a good example. He walks in with 3 women, and he's like, "Where's Harvey Dent?" And he's making jokes, cracking jokes, and that, and he has some alcohol in his hand. But eventually, he walks outside. He's by himself. He throws the alcohol over the edge, and then he goes back into how he really is. Like that's a good scene to show like the persona that Bruce puts on, to just kind of fake it to everyone. Like,
are you saying that you have a problem with the Bruce in this movie?
No. I'm just making an example for what I feel like Patterson will eventually get to that point, because
even if he doesn't, I like this Bruce. I do wish they made more of a difference.
But it's hard to tell. How can you like the Bruce though? Because we hardly see him.
That is also another thing. Yeah, that's true. Because this movie is all Batman, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's hard to. That's why I say it's hard to get a connection to Bruce and to Alfred, because we hardly see those two.
Yeah, I also think that's Bruce's mindset. Is he always wants to be Batman right now?
Yeah. But I get, see, that's what I'm saying before. I get that, like that Bruce Wayne that we got right now. That's the early Bruce Wayne. It's like I don't want to be like you just said.
He literally says that in the movie. I don't want to be like. I don't want to do that.
He says, "I don't care what happens to me
or my company."
Yeah,
Master Wayne, your father built that company.
Your father built this company. He's like, a Coliseum, I'll build it brick by brick if I have to. They say it begins.
You know what else I loved about that Alfred scene when he was talking to Bruce, and like when Bruce goes back to the Batcave?
Yeah.
Is when Bruce walks away and Alfred is staring at the the screen, and it's he sees Batman staring at that kid who's just witnessed his father's murder.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
And Alfred looks down, and that's a good shot.
That's a really good scene.
Yeah, that's a good shot. And then you cut to Bruce Wayne having some blueberries
with sunglasses on.
He puts sunglasses on because he's a fucking bat, pretty much.
Yeah, probably like 3:00 in the afternoon.
yeah. Then Alfred like pretty much tells the business people he got to come in to see Bruce. He shoves them off, I'm pretty sure, and then he goes and helps Bruce in with the riddle.
Yeah, I do love Alfred, and because Alfred helps him a lot with all the riddles.
He's pretty smart. Like I feel like Alfred, with the riddles. In the book, it says what some of his backgrounds were, but I can't remember for the life of me. So
he's
apologies.
Agent. Secret agent.
He's done a lot of government work, but I can't remember exactly what he was doing.
Oh, he's a super spy.
Yeah. Well, let's cut forward. So Alfred helps him with the riddle, and then they work out drive. And that's the clue for the riddle they were trying to work out.
Oh, yeah, that's
that brings them to the mayor's garage.
Yeah, he takes Jim Gordon,
where he's
his
with Gordon,
best buddy.
Yeah. Speaking on that, I think it's fantastic, their relationship together, Gordon and Batman.
Who's the actor that plays Gordon? Jerry Wright, I think?
Yes. Yeah,
Are you saying that with confidence?
Yes,
yes. Yeah, him as Jim Gordon, I fucking love it. Even though he's bald and rough. Well, almost bald. He's balding. He's a lot more balder than he is as Jim Gordon.
Yeah, I think he's a great Jim Gordon.
100%.
And I feel like the chemistry between him and Batman's really good.
Yeah. I don't know if Jim Gordon... because he says he doesn't trust Batman, but I feel like he does.
Well, yeah, he says in the garage, I've known you we've been doing this for like 2 years, or I'm pretty sure he says 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
About 2 years, and I don't even know who you are, kind of thing. Like he's...
Yeah.
Because they're saying, we don't really trust... They're kind of saying they don't trust each other. But as you go through the movie, Batman says, you're the only one I trust, kind of thing.
Yeah, you're a good cop.
You're a good cop. And Gordon's always helping him out, bringing him into crime scenes and always having his back as well.
Yeah.
And then that scene where he helps him escape, we'll get into that, but that's fucking good.
Yeah. So Batman finds a knife?
So there's a
murder weapon. He finds the murder weapon that's like shoved into a tire.
Yep. So that's to tell you it's this car, basically.
Yeah. Batman points it out straight away. And then in
Detective
the car...
right there.
Yeah. In the car, he finds a USB drive with the mayor's thumb on it.
Yep.
And
thumb drive.
Yeah. Amazing. The whole movie is like riddled. Riddled, yeah.
You're fucking smart.
Hey, I'm
bro.
on it, bro. The whole movie is riddled with those jokes. And I'm all for it, bro. You're
pun like a motherfucker. Yeah, I think the movie as well, it's a very dark movie, and it's probably it's the darkest Batman movie we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
But I feel like they have a lot of light-hearted jokes in there as well. Nothing too crazy like a Marvel movie.
No, you're not going to be laughing out loud. You'll have like a small chuckle.
Yeah, basically. So there's some good little laughs in there they've put in, which I like. And Batman, I've always seen Batman have a dry humor where he makes a joke, but it's like dry as fuck the way he says it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Patterson does a really good job of doing that as well.
Yeah. You have a lot of cats.
You have a lot of cats.
Just shit like that.
Where it says, I broke that guy's nose.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
He literally was like, "Oh, you see that guy there? I broke his nose." Yeah. Now do you fancy me?
Yeah. So once we get the clue, Gordon puts the drive into the car. Real high tech car, has a computer. Is it from the car the computer, or he brings a computer? I feel like it's from the car.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, they place the drive into something, and it brings up images. Those images get uploaded and leaked as soon as they look at them.
What? What are the images of, brother?
So the images of the mayor with a side chick, I guess.
Yeah.
A chick he picked up from the club.
Just a random chick.
Yeah.
Who
So, which pretty much says that
coincidentally
he had an
is-
affair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who coincidentally... Oh, fuck. That word
Get
that
there,
I
buddy.
tried
Get
to say.
there.
Nah.
Coincidentally.
Yeah. You gotta say it.
Hey!
Is friends with Catwoman.
Yes.
But we'll find that out.
And plus, in the photos, you see Penguin as well.
Oh, do it?
Yes.
Oh,
So
there you go.
that gives. So Gordon says, "Oh, this is that club." I can't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the
And
Iceberg
he's like,
Lounge.
there's Iceberg Lounge, and he's like, there's Penguin as well, and he's like, I'll go talk to him. So cut forward.
Is this where we meet Batman chases the Penguin?
No. So
Oh, that's later.
yeah, we cut forward to the club. Batman knocks on the door. Bloke turns up. He's like, oh, what do you want? And then Batman's like, oh, I'm here to see Penguin. Closes the door.
Oh, yeah.
Gets his twin brother, and like, oh, he's here to see Penguin. And then he says, you better shove off, or you'll be seeing blood. And then Batman's like, mine are yours. See, what a jokester.
Yeah.
And then Batman bashes their skulls in,
Yeah.
and then walks in.
Classic.
So, I fucking love that scene. I love it how he just like knocks him and just walks in. He just casually walks into the club, keeps walking, and then like people start attacking him. You get a real cool fight scene.
In every action movie, there's got to be a scene where the fight is in a club and you hear like
100%.
of the bass.
I
of
love
the
it.
music. Yeah.
It's like in Seafood.
Yeah, on the second
On
level.
the level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Seafood.
That's a great game.
Yeah, it is.
Let's
good.
talk about Seafood, bro.
Nah.
So Batman goes through. It's a pretty good fight scene. I think the cinematography in this film is fucking amazing. Alright.
Yeah, it's great.
Best cinematography in a Batman movie. Boom! We're going to be saying a lot of that.
Yeah.
But this cinematography in this movie is fantastic. So the shots we get of Batman, like he gets punched in the face, and then the screen cuts to like a somewhat of a narrow walkway, and then it's all like red background, and then you see Batman like knocking heads. Pretty good.
It's great.
So eventually, here Penguin turns up, and he's like, what does he say?
Come with me to my office, Bruce Wayne.
He says, hey, slow down, sweetheart. Or he says something like that. Goes into his office, and they're just talking about the photos. And
Obviously, Penguin doesn't know shit about it.
Yeah. What do we think of Penguin?
What's his name? Colin Farrell. Fucking
Farrell, yeah.
brilliant.
Amazing, yeah. And it just got announced recently that he's going to have his own TV show.
Yeah, sure. Might as well.
Damn, you're a hater.
I'm not a hater. I just don't
Tell
like...
us how you really feel.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I would... Well, obviously I'm going to watch
Spit it out.
Fuck up, dickhead.
I think it's going to be... I'm looking forward to anything that's extra lore to this universe, or anything that's extra to this universe, I'm all for.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Aren't
Penguin...
they doing one with the Arkham Asylum?
Yeah,
You know?
it's rumoured as well that there's Arkham Asylum
I think
TV show.
I'd be more interested in that. We get to see some crazy people.
Yeah, I don't know if the Penguin is a prequel show or it's a sequel show, but
I hope it's a sequel show. I don't care about the prequel.
but
Because we know where he's going to be. We know what happens.
Yeah, but I love giving us background on villains though. Like, so then we kind of feel more connected when Batman's fighting him, like to these villains because we know them.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what the animated series does so well, is it gives us all this background on these villains, and then like he does what he does with them. But then you might see him pop up in the show later on, and then you already have that connection with them because you know they're already know them.
This so Batman's talking to the Penguin.
He's like, "Where is she?"
Yeah. Penguin is like, oh, I don't know, bruv. He literally says, bruv. 100%.
Yeah, and then he sees,
No, he doesn't.
and then
This is our first time meeting Catwoman.
Selena Kyle.
Sexy
Is that right?
as
Selena
a
Kyle?
bitch. Yeah.
Yep. Who's that played by? Zoe. I don't remember the last name,
Kravitz.
so sorry.
Kravitz.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
I think she plays a great. What do we think, Catwoman?
Amazing.
I think she's a great Catwoman. Yeah.
I do wish they explored the romance between Batman and Catwoman a little bit more. Like they kind of got the chemistry going.
And
If that's where the director wanted to go, it probably is. Because at the end, they're like, "Oh, why don't you come with me?"
Plus, I don't like it that she doesn't have a scene where she goes meow. And then, plus, if you remember back to
Why?
Batman Returns, the chick goes meow, and then there's an explosion in the background. Why didn't she have that?
No, that's dumb, bro. She ain't meant to be an actual cat. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
But yeah, I think she's a great Catwoman.
She's got some good kicks.
But what do we? Yeah, I mean, I feel like she makes you believe she's Catwoman. Like
Yeah.
the way she moves and the way she fights and the way she talks, like she's very like she brings.
We don't see her fight that much, do we?
We see her fight a little bit with when it's kind of this is spoiler talk anyway. But when she's talking with her father or whatever, and then like she's trying to kill him, she's fighting one of the other blokes, and then at the end of the and then there's another scene where she's fighting, but I can't remember.
Well,
what scene
she has a little fight with Batman.
Has a little fight with Batman, but just the way she moves in that is very good.
It's very Catwoman like.
Yeah, but what do we think of the chemistry between her and Batman?
I don't think they explored it as much as they could have, or like it was there. I don't know.
For me personally, I felt like I didn't really feel the chemistry between them. Like I didn't really believe the romance between them.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I don't know. I felt like
I believe in what they were going through. I guess what they were feeling.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just something there, like when they were together, and maybe it's Batman not giving off much emotion or talking much, but yeah, I just didn't really believe their chemistry between them. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It was kind of weird for me. It felt like there was something missing, like between their connection.
a kiss scene. Did they have one?
They did have one.
Oh, well, there you go, bro. They got it all.
Yeah, maybe it's because they didn't. So when let's cut back to what we're talking about. When she comes in, she's like giving some drugs or something to Penguin, and then Batman's like, "Where was the drugs going?"
You were waiting to make this.
Yeah, I was. I wanted to make it before, but you cut me off. And then we went on to...
No, she gets drugs from them, doesn't she?
Yeah, and then obviously she's giving drugs to all the people that she's working with. But eventually Batman finds her a bit suspicious, and he notices in the photo...
Her red boots. No, red boots.
Black boots.
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of a wig.
Yeah, and then he sees him in the photo. He's like, oh, yeah, so... He follows her, and then it leads him back to her hotel. And then he notices that she's with the woman. And then she goes off, so she's going to get her passport, which the mayor had.
We see her, like, dress up as Catwoman. She puts on the leather tights, the mask, and then we see her jump out the window,
And then Batman meets her back at the mayor's place, where she's trying to steal the passport.
I got another thing. How fast can Batman get out of the Batsuit?
He's quick, man.
He's so quick, and he can put it on really quick.
You got to be efficient at your job.
That is true. Is it like the Iron Man suit where he just pretty much...
But in saying that, I feel like he's always got it on, because like in the scene where he comes into the club the third time, he's like, he looks very like beefed up in his jacket, so I feel like he's just put a jacket over his suit.
Oh, okay. Well, the first time...
And all he's pulling on is...
He doesn't, because he's got the backpack on, and he's on the motorbike, following her, because they're both on the motorbike.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he maybe just puts a jacket over everything.
I can look past that shit.
Yeah. So eventually, they're back at the mayor's place. They have a little scuffle.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And Batman slams her on the table and says,
"Bitch!" Trying to hold back all the jokes, bro.
And then, he grabs the passport and he's like, give me that. He snatches it out of hand.
Definitely.
And then she's trying to get it over him.
Yeah, like a little child.
And
give me that. I'm pretty sure she's like, give me that back.
Yeah, and then Batman realizes, she's trying to help this woman.
Yeah.
Because the mayor kind of like was what was he doing with her?
Blackmailing her?
He was like kind of blackmailing her, keep making sure she doesn't talk, basically.
He's being a dick, yeah.
Yeah.
He was stopping her from leaving the city.
Yeah. And so Batman goes back to the hotel.
Wait, if Catwoman knew where it was, why didn't she just go steal it before?
Probably because he was alive.
But she's a cat burglar.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. They don't really go into it much, and that doesn't really matter.
I think it kind of does.
Damn, this movie trash now.
Or is it? Yeah. Or is it just coincidence? The night she decides to go do it, he's dead.
I don't know. No, it was more the fact that the photos leaked online because. In the hotel,
right. It's urgent now.
Yeah, the woman notices, the photos are online, and like, oh shit, we need to get you out of here because like now they're gonna come for you, and obviously they did, like Penguin and that. So yeah, she's like, I gotta go get your passport and get you out of here, and that's why she's done it.
Okay.
But back to her apartment now with Batman, and they've stolen her friend, and Catwoman's like, "Where are you, baby?"
Yeah. This is the scene where we get, you got a lot of cats.
Yeah, a lot of cats. And then she's like, I got a thing for strays. Whoa,
Hey,
Batman's a stray.
I'll be your stray.
And so they're just kind of talking, and they kind of agree to help each other, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Batman's gonna give her the fucking eye cameras, the magic eyes.
Yeah, and I guess that's what we can kind of cut to now, because from there, what I think Batman goes back to Gordon and talks to him for a little bit.
What do they talk about?
Just talk about the woman that she's been taken.
Oh, okay.
And then I might be wrong here. If we say anything that's out of line, then some details might be escaping us.
How dare we do that?
But let's cut forward to when Batman gives her his eye contacts, and then she goes back into the club, and then she goes into like a underground lounge, which is a lot more private, and it's got a bunch of cops in there.
Not just cops, fucking lawyers, I guess.
Like a lot of higher up.
Yeah, a lot of people that shouldn't probably be in there.
Yeah, and there's not really much to say with that.
Oh, this is where we get a weird scene with Catwoman and Falcone. Not a weird scene. We find out why it's a little bit weird.
Oh yeah, because he stops her.
It's made to imply she was doing something with him.
Yeah,
because in the comics, in the Batman Year One comic, she was a prostitute. Prostitute.
Yep.
First.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Wayne meets her on the street, and that's how they meet. So I think it was kind of implying that.
Yeah.
But later on, you find out that that's her dad.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of a weird scene, isn't it? When he stops her and you're like, it's a bit
kind of like
weird.
Touches her chin.
Yeah, it's like, what's going on here? Like,
yeah.
And Bruce gets mad at her and said, "You've been with another man?
How dare you? Yeah. We were meant to be together forever."
Yeah. And he yells at her, and she's like, I don't want to take this shit no more. And she takes the eye contact.
Well, that's also the scene where she's like, "You're just some rich boy."
No, it wasn't that scene, was it?
Wasn't it?
No.
Is that later?
That's later.
Oh, crap.
You're just a stupid. And he takes the out. From there, we cut to Bruce and Alfred again. What happens in that scene? Alfred sees that...
Bruce is like, "Oh, you're not even my real dad,
right.
bro."
Yeah. You're not my dad! And then
Bruce, go clean your room. You're not my dad.
Yeah, and Alfred's like, what does he say? He says, I'm not trying to be, or something like that. He's like, oh no, I know that all too well.
It's a heartbreak. Yeah, that's a heartbraking scene.
Yeah, Bruce is a fucking
I know that all
dog.
too well. It's made it sound like Bruce is just constantly saying, "You're not my dad."
You're not my dad. But Alfred, like, obviously sees him as like and it's always been like that with Alfred and Bruce, is they're basically like father and son.
Well, Alfred is his father now.
Yeah.
Because more than half of his life, Alfred has been his main, like, guidance.
Yeah, exactly. But Alfred sees that Bruce was talking to Catwoman on the screen.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey,
new friend, huh? You slayed or what?"
And he's like, "Shut the hell up, Alfred." And then they go off.
You're not my dad.
Yeah, you're my dad. And then he goes to the funeral. So we cut to the funeral scene now.
This is also a good scene. What happens? Bruce walks in. He's in a big car, I guess.
Yeah, he's in a car.
Amazing. That's all we can describe anything, bro.
Well, it's better to keep it described than say, it's this car, and then someone comes on and is like, what? No, it's not. So Batman goes into the funeral, but then he notices Falcone coming out of the car.
Yeah, Penguin.
We never said, what do you thought of Falcone? What did you think of him?
He's the actor from Transformers, and he does an amazing job. I like him.
I
was a bit worried when I found out that he was going to be in it, because I was like, he's so goofy.
He is, yeah. But
he nails it.
Yeah, I feel like he does a good job, and he's intimidating.
Yeah, for sure.
So you get Falcone coming out, and then a woman comes with him, and the first thing you see is her popping her legs out of the car, and then the black boots.
It's made to look like it's Selena Kyle again.
Yeah, so Bruce Wayne, like, seeing that she's with another man again, is like, "Oi!" And then he goes storming up to him.
She's my woman, and has been for, like...
I've known her forever.
Yeah.
And then he goes storming up.
We're meant to be married.
Then Then he goes storming up to Falcone to yell at him, and then he gets stopped by Penguin and that. And then he realizes it's not actually Selena Kyle, so he's like, "Oh no, you're cool."
Yeah.
And they have a little conversation.
Yeah.
And then
I think this is where we find out that Falcone knew Thomas Wayne more.
Yeah, so we find out that he says that, your father saved my life once.
Yeah.
And then we learn that Bruce seen the whole thing happen of his father helping.
You were but a
Falcone.
child.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And then he goes into the funeral. The new mayor who wants to pretty much save the city
Yep.
tries to be like, "Hey Bruce, why are you fucking sitting on your fat ass doing nothing with your billions of dollars instead of you could be helping the city?"
Exactly.
And really, he's like, "Hey, I'm Batman."
Bruce doesn't even say anything. Yeah?
No, he just ignores the bitch.
Man, what? Yeah.
What a dick.
Man, this Bruce Wayne is an asshole.
Well, yeah, she goes off, and then this is where Batman he sees that kid again, right?
Yeah, so he sees that kid and just stares at him. Then we start hearing noises and like people causing a ruckus. And then all of a sudden a car comes flying through the doors.
No! Don't skip all that shit.
Well, what am I skipping?
It builds up. We hear screaming outside. And we're like, oh, what's this? And we don't cut to the car.
Eyes widen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a callback right there.
Yeah. Oh, the podcast people know that.
Oh, put that on YouTube channel. What the
Yeah.
fuck? But yeah, we hear screaming, we hear like banging, and we're like, oh, what the fuck this? And we're still we're inside. And all of a sudden, everyone starts fucking sprinting out. They're screaming more. Give me a demonstration of the screaming.
There's a bit of there's a bit of And then Batman's like, oh shit, let me save this kid. And then he runs for him and dives and tackles him to the ground. And then the car misses everybody.
This is also in the trailer. We see this.
Yeah. Even though this is a spoiler discussion, bitch.
Kind of skip over this, yeah?
Yeah, but we'll skip to the bloke. Oh, well, we didn't even...
we missed the whole part.
Yeah. We're trash.
Hey, you're meant to be keeping us on track, you motherfucker.
Well, the bloke that they get is he's from the DA, is he?
He's the Selena Kyle sees him
In the club.
in the club. Yeah, while she's got the magic cameras on.
And he basically describes that there's a rat in the
and Bruce
in
Wayne's
the department.
Like, rat? Who could be a rat? Rat rhymes with bat.
And Penguin, apparently. That's how they get through all
I
those.
think he thinks it's the Penguin first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But really, it's Falcone.
Hey. And then, what do we get? We get... So Riddler picks him up that night and then tapes him up.
Yeah,
and,
we get an intense scene in the car. This is the night... This is after Catwoman goes to the club. So she leaves. She's like, no, fuck this. I ain't working for you, Batman. You bitch. That's what she says. Yeah.
And then this guy's like, hey,
he
you
was
want to come home with me?
She was like, nah, you a fool.
Yeah, you ugly.
Yeah. And he wanders off drunk and high probably to his car. Yeah. And I love this because the windows are foggy. And if you've ever sat in a car on a cold morning, you'd know that fuck the windows fog up so much when you're just in there breathing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And we know that he breathes heaps.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It is so foggy. But yeah.
So they're really like breathing all the time. No wonder the car's all fogged up.
But yeah, and he obviously doesn't notice it because who would?
Well, he looks to the passenger seat and then he sees the headrest is on there. He's like, oh, so someone's taken that off. So he looks back and there's the Riddler there.
Bitch.
Bam, knocks him and he puts a trap on his...
He puts a scary ass collar on him, which is
like some kind of saw shit.
That's flashing red and blue, like a siren.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, because he's a cop.
I don't think he's a cop. I think he's like DA or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
He's
related.
I don't know. He's got something to do with the system.
But
I don't fucking know.
Cut forward to the car. So he gets out the car. He's all taped up. He's got a phone taped to his hand, a card taped to his chest saying Batman.
To the Batman, is we also missed that in the first scene, didn't we?
Well, no, we said that.
Oh, did we?
And so cut forward. The whole place has been evacuated, and it's just the bloke with the explosive in there. They send in a machine to have a look, and then from the shadows you start hearing footsteps.
Hey.
And then out comes Batman, and they're like, "This guy's crazy as hell." And so Batman starts talking to this bloke, and he ends up answering the phone. Well, he opens the card first, and it says answer. Then he answers the phone, and then there's the Riddler, and that's their first conversation between him and Batman.
Yeah.
So what do we think of this scene?
The scene is amazing because it's so intense. Like, well, is this bomb gonna go off? What's gonna happen?
Well, it has a countdown.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I really need to see
Yeah.
this
So
movie
as soon
again.
as he says, "Oh, I want you to solve 3 riddles,"
Yeah.
and then
in
under,
under
like,
2 minutes.
yeah, and then he says, "If you solve these 3 riddles, I'll give you the code."
Hey.
And so he's like, without him having a chance to get ready, he's like, "All right, first riddle," and then he starts the timer straight away. He was like, "Oh shit!" And so Batman helps him out, and he's
What's the first riddle?
I can't remember.
Yeah, me either.
That's
that
some
riddle
little
is
details
also,
there.
Yeah.
What's black and blue and dead all over?
You.
That's the one I remember.
Oh, the first riddle is in the trailer.
And so it's like justice is the answer. And so Batman's helping him and solve. This guy bloke doesn't solve any riddles. This guy's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Batman solves all the riddles for him.
when Batman said justice, he's like, yeah, justice. Whew,
yeah, I solved it.
I got it. Batman, you don't go away, Batman.
What does he say in the second one? He says, "If your justice, do not lie," and then he goes on. I can't remember. This is deep. These are deep cuts right here, people. So what ends up happening is this guy doesn't end up solving the 3 riddles, and his head gets blown off.
The third riddle, it's not even a riddle; it's a question. Like pretty much trying to get him to say who the rat is.
Who the rat is? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I ain't saying the rat because
my family's involved."
Yeah, where if I don't say, I will just die, which is noble, I guess, in a way.
I respect that.
In a weird, twisted way.
Yeah.
But if I say who the rat is, then not only am I at risk, but my whole family is at risk.
Yeah. So Batman's
like,
just say it! Just say it!
That's what Batman said.
What was that name? Why did you say that name? and then what happens is... So Batman said, "Fuck." So the timer's about to go off. It's only got a couple of seconds left. And instead of Batman running off, he says, "Fuck it, I'm taking this explosion." And then the bomb goes off. Batman goes flying.
Yeah.
And then ends up getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Because his armor is super elite, he was alright.
Yeah. This armor is pretty much invincible.
He's invincible, this Batman.
He's Superman.
Because he's had an explosive.
Hey, maybe the armor ain't shit. He's just Superman. Hey. Who would have thunk?
His hair does kind of go a little bit curly.
Yeah, it's all over his face, right?
So we cut forward. Batman got knocked out, and then he's surrounded by a bunch of cops.
Yeah.
And you get a fucking lit scene.
Hey.
And they're like, "Oh, let's see who's under that mask." And they go to grab it, and he jumps up. "Whoa, hey!"
Hey,
everyone's freaking out.
Everyone's screaming.
And then the commissioner's like, "Hey, everyone calm down."
Yeah.
Batman's kind of talking shit with one of the cops. And then Gordon smacks him on the gate, and he's like, "Hey, don't do it. Don't do this." And then Batman's like, "Oh,
Not
you
here.
too."
Yeah.
You too. And I felt that him when he said that, because like the way he says it, he's like, "Not you too." Like he said it real sad, and I was like, "Oh man, that's his best friend." Yeah. So Gordon kind of says, "Oh, we need 5 minutes," and so they all go out.
And this is where we get the scene, an amazing scene. Also,
like,
the whole film is made with amazing scenes, obviously, because that's what makes a good movie.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
And I love how Gordon's like, "I need you to punch me in the face," but he kind of says it to him in a way where it's like he's yelling at him, but he's kind of telling him.
Yeah, he's acting. And then Batman's like, "Who's that guy over there with the mustache?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy busted their nose.
And then he's like, Batman's like, I had a run in with him at, because I think he's one of the dudes at the door, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, Jimmy Gordon's like, you mean he's moonlighting for the Penguin? And then Batman's like, no, he's moonlighting a cop.
Hey! Batman with the jokes. But I love that scene. Definitely. But the Gordon and Batman relationship, I really felt like they really respected each other and they wanted to help each other out.
Yeah.
And then, Batman lays Gordon the fuck out and then does a runner.
Yeah, he literally sprints out.
Yeah. I love seeing Batman run too. You don't see it too often, do you? And then he goes all the way up to the cops are all chasing him. They're all coming out of fucking every door, I swear. And
they were ready. They're like, "Oh, Batman's here. We're gonna get him."
As soon as he hits him, we're all running out. That's what it was like. Because when they would run out of the door, it was a bunch of them. is that he would race. He raced all the way to the top and fucking. What do you think of the
flight suit? Is that what you're gonna say?
Like the squirrel suit? Yeah.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like it. I want him to get his.
It's pretty realistic though.
Yeah, it makes sense. But we get a weird camera angle with his face.
Oh yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's probably a little bit like that scene is just. It doesn't fit with the rest of the movie, really.
Yeah. I would have loved to see him spread his wings and like fly down, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, it would have been much better.
Yeah.
But I get this
feel like
is Batman learning still.
Yeah,
so.
and that's what I mean. I feel like we'll get something like that in a later movie, more towards like a Nolan of him doing that. But yeah, he flies down and he goes to land on like a bus, and then he pulls his parachute and goes. It really fucks him up.
Yeah.
His parachute gets caught, and then he goes flying.
He goes quite far as well.
Yeah. And then explain to them how much you love Batman without his cape.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
I told Chris this whenever we fucking talked about this, but I got a little fancy for every time Batman doesn't wear a cape, but he still has the mask on.
Gay as hell.
Yeah.
Do you like it when he wears his mask without any clothes?
You making me sound like I've been watching Batman porn with just the mask.
You definitely have.
No, I have not. No, I like just the bat suit, but with no cape. I don't know why. I just like that. Like the Batman Beyond suit.
Hey.
No cape.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we have two scenes of that. That where he obviously jumped off whatever.
Yep.
And then later on when he's taken his gear off and he's just got the helmet on.
Is that the scene
Whenever
that
that
we
is.
see next?
Maybe. I don't know. You know the movie more than me, bro. You've seen it twice. You spent 6 hours of your life on this movie already.
Well, I feel like I'm trying to remember what happens next. Fuck.
I can't remember. Hey, cut this out.
Shit, what happens next? And then I think that what scene we'll cut to now is when Bruce's parents get kind of exposed through the Riddler. So what did you think of that?
Well, how do they do that again?
So what happens is he says, we got the Waynes and the Arkhams, like they're the four founders of
he
Gotham.
released a video, didn't he?
Yeah, so he released a video to the internet kind of exposing him. He would say that Bruce's mother went to Arkham like she was insane.
Yeah.
And then that Bruce's dad worked with the mob.
And it was trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
I think, so there's only certain things that are true of that. So Martha did actually go to Arkham, so I think that was interesting.
Everything the Riddler said was the truth.
Well, yeah.
But he just made it sound like Thomas Wayne was always working for...
But that's his point of view, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of Martha being in an asylum? I thought that was interesting because that's...
Yeah, that's happened before in the comics. Yeah.
I like that though. I like that there's like flaws in
This
his parents.
movie, yeah. This movie... Well, they're humans.
But you never really
They
see...
make mistakes. And...
But we don't really get that much. We're like... Bruce's parents have always been seen in like the biggest light in a lot of media. So we're kind of seeing more flaws with
Well,
with
we
these
saw
ones.
him be a dick in Joker.
Yeah. But that's not a Batman story.
No, but it's a part of the mythos.
Like in the Nolan movies, he seems to...
What?
In the Nolan movies, he seems to be a fucking...
A saint, yeah.
A saint. And
I
plus he fought off the League of Shadows. Like, what's up with that?
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't
He
know
was
that.
Batman before there was a Batman.
What?
Yeah.
Hey. How? That confused me.
Well, he comes... I can't remember. And we won't go into that movie.
No.
So...
I like this, like the flawed Martha and Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, so
I like that better than the saint, oh, I'm a goody two shoes and I built this city even though it's fucking still shit. That's why you need to become Batman and I need to die.
Yeah, so what we understand... I think we've skipped ahead a bit. Now I kind of remember where we're at. What we understand is Wayne went to Falcone because he felt like he didn't have a lot of options. He felt like cornered, so he went to him to try and get help. But he never went... but Falcone killed this reporter that had information on his wife.
No. So Thomas Wayne went there because, he pretty much had no option. He was going to release evidence of Martha being at the Arkham Asylum. And Thomas Wayne obviously didn't want that to happen because no one needs to know. That's their business. Yeah. She obviously needed help. And it's going to ruin their family. Like, it's going to just put unnecessary stress on it. So he's like... He goes to Falcone and says, can you deal with this? Can you find a way to silence him? Not murder. Silence him.
But
And
Falcone
then
said,
Falcone's like, nah, fuck that. Bang.
well, he used it as a way to get over Wayne. So he killed this reporter and used that as blackmail for Wayne.
Yeah.
So he could like be above him.
Yeah.
And then
Clever,
that same day, Wayne was like, no, like I'm gonna tell the police what you've done.
Yeah.
And so then that same night, he got him and Martha got murdered.
Yeah.
But it's never said whether it was Falcone or just some common thug, which is why we skipped forward a little bit, because before this information gets forwarded to the news, we find out that the Waynes are the next targets.
Oh, yeah, Bruce Wayne is the next target.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is when...
So Commissioner Gordon and Batman went to the mansion.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That got burnt down.
The orphanage.
Yeah. And then they find out, the next target is the Wayne. So Bruce races to home, trying to call Alfred. Alfred! And then... Rachel!
Rachel!
And then Alfred gets blown to smithereens.
Pretty much, yeah.
But he throws away he realizes there's an explosive on this package that's meant for Batman.
Yeah, he sees like a light on it, and he's like, "What the fuck? That ain't meant to be here."
Yeah, throws it away, and he doesn't like.
That probably saved his life.
The impact was enough to put him in the hospital.
Yeah.
Once Bruce Wayne gets through to the call, we realize that
it happened ages ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you cut forward to this scene where all of a sudden the news goes out about the parents.
Yeah.
But then once Wayne... Oh, another thing about the explosive, which I liked, was the note to Batman was fireproof. So Batman...
would still get it. Yeah.
Which tells you that the Riddler doesn't know who Batman is. Later on, you kind of feel like he does, but we'll get to that.
Bruce Wayne.
So cut forward, once Batman finds out this information about his parents, he goes to Falcone and says... And then you get that mirrored scene that we mentioned before. And he goes to Falcone and speaks to him about his parents.
Falcone pretty much just says everything, right? Well, in the perspective of Falcone, though, like, oh, I did your father a favour. He wanted me to kill him, and I did it.
Yeah, but what do you feel like Bruce fallen for that, though? What do you think of that?
Yeah.
That's one thing I kind of look at.
Right now.
Yeah. I kind of like...
He's emotional. He's just found out that his family ain't saints.
Yeah, I kind of...
You know when you're a kid and you look up to your father, you're like, man, my dad's the best. He can beat anyone. My dad can beat up your dad. You know that?
Yeah.
I feel like that Bruce just has that kind of eyes.
Yeah.
Like my dad tried to save Gotham and Gotham put him down like a dog.
Yeah.
You know?
The second time I watched it, I kind of felt like he fell for it too easy.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, and this is a criminal you're talking to now. These are the people that you've been fighting against, and you believed what he said.
Right. Well, Bruce is emotional.
Yeah. I can look past it, but I was a bit like, oh, what are you doing, mate? But eventually, he goes to Alfred with that information and says, "You fucking lied to me. I believe this criminal.
I never did such thing, Master Wayne."
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Your father
built this city. I'm pretty sure that's in the last trilogy, not this one.
Yeah. So he's talking to Alfred. He's like, "You lied to me, Alfred." And I felt bad for Alfred because he wakes up, he sees Bruce and he smiles.
Oh, it's heartbreaking, bro.
Yeah. And then
he almost died. And the first thing Bruce says, it's not, "Are you okay?" It's, "You fucking lied to me, dog."
And then Alfred's smile starts to go away. You're like, "Oh, Dad."
Yeah.
And so he's telling Alfred all this stuff that he learned. And then Alfred corrects him. He's like, "No, your father, was in the corner."
He made a mistake.
And then it goes back into what we said before.
Yeah.
And then Bruce explains, which is a really good scene. I really like the scene.
Yeah.
He explains, I felt the fear of losing someone that I care about so much, like I did my parents. And he said, I thought I could suppress those feelings. And that's why he was fearful, because he thought Alfred would die again.
Yeah.
Or Alfred would die, sorry.
Him showing, kind of like telling Alfred that he loves him.
I love you.
And you are my daddy.
Yeah. Deep down, I still love you. I think that's a great scene. I think it's a nice emotional scene, but I feel like I said before, it could have been more impactful if we seen more of Alfred and Bruce.
Yeah, 100%.
But I still think that's a great scene.
It is a great scene, and for us that know Alfred, it's good
Yeah,
and emotional.
And so Batman Bruce looks up to the sky, and then he sees a symbol again, and so he goes up to his symbol. Gordon's not up there though this time. They go up there and it's Catwoman. So Catwoman is up there with a cop.
Oh yeah, she's tied him up, right?
Yeah. So we've kind of skipped. Like I said, we've only seen this movie. You've seen it once. I've seen it a couple times. So we're missing some things that are in the movie. This is a long movie. It's 3 hours. There's a lot of scenes in this. But basically, Batman and Catwoman say they're going to work together, and so Catwoman goes off.
Doesn't Catwoman want to kill him? I mean,
yeah. So she learns from this guy that
she's dead, right? Her
friend is dead because the whole recording is on a phone of Falcone killing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, killing a friend.
This will lead up to him chasing the Penguin.
Yeah.
Fucking, can we just skip right to that?
Yeah. We're pretty much coming to that scene now. So Catwoman kicks this guy off the roof, and then Batman saves him. And so she's going to go kill him, and so Batman's like, hell no, and then goes after him. You get this cool scene of Batman clipping here, like a grapple to a pole, and then running down.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And then cut forward to being at the. Man, I feel like we've cut forward too much, eh?
Who cares? Just go, bro.
No, I feel like we've already skipped past the Penguin scene.
No. I'm pretty sure this leads up to the Penguin.
No, because this part is where she goes to Falcone to kill him. Man, we done fucked up.
We have fucked up.
Oh, hell no.
You're right.
We can't talk about that scene now.
Man, we make this.
Let's just talk about the scenes that we want to talk about. Man, fuck all of this.
All
right. Let's talk about the car scene that you mentioned, and then let's go back to where Falcone.
Yep.
So the warehouse scene, the car chase scene.
So Batman and Catwoman.
Oh no. Wait, what? Because Catwoman finds her friend's body in the car, remember?
Yeah, that's at the... I don't fucking know. I need to rewatch this movie, bro.
So we're jumping all over the place, but we're just going to kind of talk of the scenes that stand out. So let's talk about the chase scene. Or you want to talk about the warehouse scene that's around that? Because I really like how Batman keeps scaring Catwoman every time he appears. She's like, oh.
Really?
Yeah, every time he appears, he scares her.
I didn't notice that.
Didn't you? She's like, oh. She's like, your way of showing up.
I want to talk about the scene where fucking the Penguin has them pinned and they're hiding behind a car, and like Batman.
So you want to steal from me?
Yeah. Like he thinks
they shoot the shit out of Commissioner.
The
Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, they shoot the shit out of his car. He's like behind his.
Yeah, they're hiding behind it, and Batman disappears, and then all you hear is like in the darkness is revving.
Yep.
And then the lights, and then the fire
fucking
coming
lit.
out the exhaust. Someone said like it's pretty much they're revealing a monster right now.
Yeah.
Because in horror movies they do that.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
I think that's a really good scene of him revving his car, and he's kind of like baiting Penguin. Is like, yeah, drive off, I dare you.
Run away.
Yeah. And so he does that. He done fucked up because Batman goes after him, and you get this fucking amazing car chase scene.
Yeah, one of the best.
I felt like this scene's really good at like that you feel really invested through the whole scene.
Yeah.
And it feels really intense, and the camera angles.
It doesn't, like with most car scenes, it feels like, oh, they're just driving really slow and it's just made to look fast. But I feel like they were actually going quick.
And they were speeding through traffic too.
Yeah.
Like it's not just
Penguin was being a dick and trying to cut in front of traffic. Man, I hate when people do that.
Yeah. And he didn't even wave when he went past like that.
Oh, you gotta at least give the 2-finger wave. Lift your fucking hand off the steering wheel. 2 fingers, bro. Yeah. That's all you gotta do, and I'll let you slide.
But you get some cool cinematic shots of like cutting to the side window, and then it's like unfocused, but then it starts to go focus, and you see Batman, stuff like that. I really love that.
Yeah.
Or cutting to a side mirror, and then it starts to go unfocus.
Yeah.
I love that shots like that.
So in this scene, Penguin causes a big accident, big explosions, and then he thinks, I got the Batman. Batman was caught in the explosion. Nah, bitch. Batman does a big jump on a truck, like GTA San Andreas. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's a good.
He says, "I got you! I got you!"
Yeah.
And then he comes out of the fire like a fucking demon.
Hey. Yeah. And then Batman clips his rear end and he goes spinning, and we get like a shot in the car of him fucking rolling around, and the Penguin is trying to like protect himself.
He's freaking out. He's like, "Oh!"
Yeah. Which I was like, fuck.
That's pretty intense.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then this is also in the trailer, but a Penguin is hanging upside down, right? And Batman hops out of his car, and the whole shot is shot upside down. And we see Batman walking upside down closer to the Penguin, and holy fuck, that's one of the best scenes in the movie.
That's an amazing shot. And then he gets out of the car and he starts slowly
looking
at him. That's intimidating. Yeah. Oh shit! Like, you can see him you can see his head going back into the seat. He's like, oh shit. And then they grab him and interrogate him, and then we get the scene where he's handcuffed.
We get the funniest bit where his hands are handcuffed, his feet is hands up, and then they leave him. He's like, "Wait, can you uncuff me?" And he waddles like a penguin.
Yeah, I like that stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the type of humor this movie has.
Do you want to talk about, because stuff that happens after that is just some more crime scenes and that, but I feel like we should talk about the last bit of the film.
Yeah,
because like a lot of the other stuff we've kind of. I guess what happens next is you get like a bunch of detective scenes where he's gone through the crime scenes, all that kind of stuff. Oh, what I would like to talk about is actually the Riddler scene. So the first time, once Riddler gets captured and they're in the...
Well, how do they find out where
cell.
The Riddler is?
So going back to then getting Falcone, Batman goes after him, Batman stops her, and then they grab him, take him outside, and like you said, one of the Riddlers take him to the light. The Riddler kills him.
I forgot to mention this at the start. The first time we ever go to the Iceberg Lounge, it will do like a faraway shot, and we'd see a building onto the side across the road, and we'd see someone in the window. That's the motherfucking Riddler.
What?
Yeah. Crazy. Whoa.
But, so once Falcone dies, they go to the apartment where the Riddler shot him from, and then they get a call from there saying, the Riddler's gone into this deli, or like a diner. And that's when they capture the Riddler from in there.
Yeah. And he doodling in his coffee.
But that apartment is pretty much is where they investigate, because that's where he was held up all this time. So
that's where the last clue is.
Yeah, so you got all the traps in there and all the clues and stuff like that. So you get a scene later where where Batman's going through it.
Yeah, and Batman can't figure it out because he ain't the greatest detective right now.
What?
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I think you got to remember this.
But I love that. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's not like
this is an early Batman.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good. Like, if he was the world's smartest detective right in this first Batman movie, he's 2 years in. It's not realistic. Like, he's got to build up to it.
This whole movie ain't realistic.
Well,
Batman should have been dead on that, like, when he jumped off the thing and he glided down and hit everything.
Yeah.
He hit that truck.
His suit's invincible. Like, he got an explosive right in his face and he was alive.
Not in his face.
It was pretty close to him. And he's been shot multiple times and he was fine.
Yeah.
The fights, I really love the fight scenes in this movie. Like, they feel really good. And the camera doesn't cut away when they're showing him. Like, you actually see Batman fighting people.
Yeah. I also get the scene when, like, not the scene. I get the feeling when Batman is being shot, like, with bullets.
Yeah.
It hurts him.
Yeah.
Because he kind of, like, moves in that direction.
Yeah, it's kind of like being shot by, like, a paintball gun or something like that.
Well, I would say.
But, like, to him, like, to paint... You know, when you get hit by a paintball
worse
gun...
than a paintball.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying? You know, when you get hit by a paintball gun, when you say...
You're downplaying it.
No, you can't. When you get shot by a paintball gun, right? Remember the feeling that you get when you get hit by it? With all his armor that he's got on, he wouldn't feel... It would be like that.
Yeah, but it would be bruises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get hit by a paintball gun really good, it hurts like a motherfucker.
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I never got hit.
Well, for all those paintball people out there, you know what I'm on about.
When we played paintball, man, I was literally...
You were hiding in the corner.
Nah, I had that tablet we had to collect. I carried that all the way across the field.
So we're rambling on a bit.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Riddler? What do you think of the Riddler and the interrogation scene?
I will say the Riddler in real life, creepy as hell.
this is a great Riddler. He's really creepy. He gives a really creepy
Yeah,
vibe, and he's
yeah.
like silly as well. Like I like that he's a bit silly. But yeah, he does it when you actually see his face. He does all these weird stuff with his face, and it's like kind of off-putting. But then when he's talking to Batman, he's got like a straight face. It's kind of like Batman when he looks at Batman, he feels normal.
Yeah.
And that's the vibe you get when they're in the interrogation room. You learn that in his eyes, he's been working with Batman to clean up the criminals, clean up the streets. But Batman doesn't see it like that. He's like,
Obviously.
yeah, obviously. But that's a really good interrogation scene.
That is a very good scene. What is it? Oh, fuck, I'm trying to remember what he says.
And then he's like, no, it wasn't meant to go this way.
Yeah.
He said,
He does that
he
weird-
starts off by saying Bruce Wayne, and then Batman looks at the camera and he's like, oh shit, I might have to get rid of that camera because it's evidence.
I think that was him noticing it and like, well, that's why he goes for
Why
Jim
else would he
Gordon.
look at it?
Because he is like, well, he just said my name.
Yeah, he knows who
And
I
then
am.
that's why he says to Jim Gordon, I think it's over.
Yeah, because he thinks
Yeah.
he knows he's Bruce Wayne.
It's out already.
Yeah.
That's what I...
What?
Yeah, what? I'm confused.
No, he's thinking from
Well, I don't think he wanted to get rid of the camera because it's already recorded.
Well, that's the whole vibe I got. Why else would you look at the camera as soon as he says Bruce Wayne?
Because he noticed it.
That's the pointless scene.
He's making a mental note of it, kind of.
Yeah, to get rid of the evidence, bitch.
Well, maybe they should have cut that out.
But yeah,
I think that's just the director showing us why he was so worried about him saying Bruce Wayne.
yeah,
So when you go, oh, it's being recorded, that's why.
yeah.
Not because Batman wanted to destroy it.
Well, cut forward, and then he says, "Oh, Bruce Wayne was the only one we didn't get." And then
Wait, you got to do the creepy way he says his name. Bruce Wayne. You know?
yeah, creep everyone out. Yeah, so Batman, once he's a bit more confident, he starts getting closer to the glass, and he starts saying, "You're a thug. You're a nobody." And then he's like, "No. It's not meant to go. It's meant to be this way.
Yeah,
There must be another way." Yeah, he says.
We were meant to be safe here.
And then
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even tell him. He just starts singing.
Yeah, because he goes, you haven't figured it out?
You're not as smart as I thought you were,
Yeah,
basically.
you're a peasant, bro. And then that's when Batman goes back into the apartment looking for like what he could be talking about. And then that's the scene we get with the other cop who called him a punk later, but
Or a
beforehand.
freak, yeah.
Yeah, freak, sorry.
And then he's like, intimidated.
They pick up the tool. I think it was
Carpet tool.
Yeah, well, we don't know that. He just picks it up and he's like, "Oh, that's this," and then Batman looks.
That's
at
a
it.
bit coincidental, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like, there's
it's like,
one
"Oh,
cop that knew
my
this.
uncle was a carpet remover. That's what they used to remove carpets." And then Batman,
See, that's a bit
he walks
coincidental.
across and he fucking rips the carpet out, and the cop's like, "Hey, what are you doing? This is a crime scene."
I do love how that happens. But that's a bit coincidental that there's one cop that had that history is there with Batman.
Yeah,
exactly when he gets the tool. Like, that's a
Yeah.
bit coincidental, but yeah, I
You
can let
reckon
that pass. That's
I can
cool.
let that pass too. But you reckon Batman would have solved it? If
I
it
don't know,
wasn't for
because
that
Batman
cop?
comes from, when you think about it, Batman comes from a rich background. How's he going to know what that tool is?
Yeah, that's true, and that's also plays on what Catwoman said about it. You're just a rich boy. You don't know what it's like to be
Yeah,
poor.
yeah, she's like, you must be rich because of the way he talks.
Yeah, well, Batman doesn't
So
understand.
why would you steal? You're a thug. You're a criminal.
You dirty girl.
Yeah.
And then this is when we find out that the Riddler's biggest plan, the plan all along, was to blow up all the fucking seawalls across from Gotham.
To flood there.
And one of the biggest complaints is, well, this just feels added on. But what they don't know is that the first ever crime scene... No, wait. The first ever crime scene? Well, somewhere beforehand we see a newspaper, and then at the bottom it says, the seawalls. And it's kind of like...
Like they need repairs or something like that.
Yeah. The Riddler was hinting to Batman what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of this movie takes inspiration by multiple comics. I'm pretty sure Year One, is it Year One or...
I don't think it's Year One. It's another comic, but yeah.
There's
Riddler,
a comic where the floods happen and
Yeah.
it's through the Riddler. I can't remember for the life of me which comic. But this comic does take a little bit of inspiration from
Yeah.
Year One and The Long Halloween. pretty heavily from the Long Halloween. I feel like because like with the stuff with the Catwoman and Falcone being her father, and then a lot of the Riddler stuff is from the Long Halloween.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of inspirations from that, and also Ego.
I've never read that one. I've actually never read The Long Halloween.
What?
Have you?
Why are you even doing this podcast?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or YouTube?
Hey.
So
You could be recording and I won't even know. You see me hunched over the laptop like, hey,
yeah.
I'm doing a podcast.
We'll cut forward. The explosive. As soon as Batman realizes that what the Riddler has planned, the explosives start going off, and then Gotham City starts getting flooded. People dying everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people definitely died.
Yeah, people like you see scenes of the. I love how they shoot it. How like they show shots of the chalk that the Riddler. He's drawn out a map of Gotham City and where the explosives are. It has a shot close up of the wall and the streets of that in chalk. And then it cuts to the actual street, and you see the water actually coming through, and that's pretty cool how he does that.
Yeah, that is cool. Well, and then we find out that there's bombs all over the stadium. No.
So what happens is you find out Batman cracks the code for the computer, and then that shows a live stream of the Riddler's been live streaming to a bunch of people. So he's got a bit of a following going. So he's got 500 followers or something like that. And so he's gotten these people to help him out and fight for his cause. So while he's locked up, these people will be in his outfit with guns. And so the floods are to get everyone in Gotham to the stadium, is it?
Yeah.
So all the people are in there, and the people that have been following the Riddler are up top, and they're going to shoot them all down.
Yeah. It's a big trap.
It's a trap. Big massacre. Batman says, "Fuck all that."
Hey, Batman is the bitch, and then this is when
the whole roof explodes.
Yep.
Batman comes flying down.
A lot of people got that glass in their face.
yeah.
So like, oh, Batman's here. Ah, fuck!
Yeah. But yeah, I really like this scene. The kind of movie does amp up a bit in this last bit, and the roof explodes. Batman comes down and starts wailing on people.
Yeah.
I love the fighting though in this scene. It really feels like Gotham, like the Arkham games. How he quickly knocks someone out, then he goes to the next person.
He uses a lot of tools all at once.
What the fuck?
Sorry, my voice was weird. Yeah, but he mixes his tools up with his fighting.
Yeah,
you know, like in the games where he will he'll punch someone and then he will grapple and pull him away or some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But eventually he gets pinned down, and then Catwoman and Gordon go up there to give him a hand. Yeah, Batman gets shot. He got shot by like a shotgun. It's at close range, so it like pins him down, and he's pins him. It knocks him off the edge again.
Yeah, he's falling off, and he can't pull himself back
because
up.
he's in a lot of pain. And
he hasn't been doing fucking push-ups, bro.
He hasn't been doing his pull-ups. Yeah, Catwoman saves him. And then they're about to fucking get it on. They're about to kiss. And then someone grabs Catwoman and starts choking her. And so Batman uses what I think is venom.
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 I don't think it's venom. I think it's just some type of adrenaline. But yeah, that's the first thought I had when I saw it in the cinemas. I was like, is that venom? Because, you know, green...
That's a cool setup for Bane if it is, though.
Yeah. I don't think they'll be doing Bane, though.
They might do him as a side character.
Yeah. Hopefully not like Batman and Robin.
If they're doing a Arkham Asylum show, you might see characters like Bane and all that. That's why I would love the Arkham Asylum show, because you see all these like side villains and all that kind of stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, Batman takes that adrenaline and then he comes shooting up. Starts fucking
shooting up, just doing heroin, bro.
Yeah,
he's shooting up,
and he starts beating this bloke.
He's just like,
yeah, and he starts beating this bloke to an inch of his life. It's fucking sick.
He fucks him up,
and it's a pretty intense scene. Like he's really wailing on this guy.
Even that scares Catwoman because she's like, ah.
Yeah, she looks at him like in fear. Like I was like, whoa. And Gordon stops him. And then when Gordon pulls the mask off his face, he has a new face now.
Well, that's the dude from the funeral that Bruce Wayne talks to.
Is it though? Because it's hard to tell with his face all bashed in.
It is 100%.
Alright. If it is, that's cool. That is a cool callback because like at the
we
funeral
find
scene,
out the type of people that would do this is the poor people that they think the rich is fucking them over, which they probably are.
Which this guy says at the funeral scene.
Yeah.
He says all these rich people.
Until he finds out it's Bruce
And it makes
Wayne.
sense because he's been watching these live streams and all that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
So this guy, I think Gordon asked him, like, who are you? Who you work for? And then he says, I'm Vengeance. And Batman looks at him like,
I'm Vengeance. We're both Vengeance. We have the same name.
He's like, hey, that is not Vengeance. Yeah, so Batman, I think at that point realizes, which I love, is...
No, there's another thing that also leads him to thinking this, is that when he's trying to pull out people out of the...
No, I don't...
that's afterwards.
That's
right?
afterwards. So
Cut that out.
that's what I was getting to.
My bad.
At that point...
Hey, you go, bro. You go. You do this. I got you.
At that point, Batman realizes he's been fighting for the wrong thing. He's been fighting for vengeance, and that's what's given all these people, like the Riddler and all his group and all his groupies, are all about vengeance as well. And so Batman realizes at that point he needs to be better. He needs to be something more. And so
I need to be something more. I need to be a symbol.
Hey. I need to be everlasting.
Yeah.
That's pretty...
As
What
Bruce Wayne,
symbol?
I can be corruptible. I can be destroyed, but
As
as a symbol, I can be everlasting.
I can be everlasting. What symbol? What symbol?
Hey, hope, bro, hope. I'm Superman in this bitch.
Yeah. And so Batman looks up and there's this...
What does that symbol on your chest mean? Hope.
Yeah, no, that's S. That's S there.
Bro, don't you know your alphabet?
Yeah. You put a H there if it's hope.
Where's the rest of the letters go?
Yeah. But Batman realizes there's something dangling, and if it falls down, it's going to shock everyone and kill him. So he does the heroic thing and goes up there and cuts the cord.
With his bat symbol blade.
And gets fucking
Which I think
electric
is
shock through his body.
A step of him figuring out a battering. Because I bet you, I told you this before, but I bet you he's going to pull that out and he's going to throw it and he's going to be like, hey, battering, bro.
Yeah.
And then he would just make a whole bunch of them and he'll throw them.
So after he falls into the water, then he starts to save people. So he pulls rubble aside and starts to pull people out and really help them. So he really gives off the idea that he's bringing hope to people.
Yeah, this is where we get the scene where the people don't want to be helped by him. Like they won't. He puts out his arms and they won't grab it.
Yeah.
Until the mayor grabs it.
No, the little boy grabs it first.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so the little boy grabs his hand, the boy that we've been seeing all through this movie.
Okay, right.
And then the mayor grabs his hand and everyone follows through.
Yeah, this is when he's like, oh, maybe I should actually not put fear into these people, but just in the hearts of the criminal.
Yeah, and that's what you get next is you get a shot of the roof and everyone's getting pulled onto the roof and he's doing monologue again like at the start. But at the start he was more about vengeance. He's like, put fear in the hearts of people. But then at the end, his monologue's more hope, and that's why I love the mirroring of this film. This film does a lot of mirroring to his different sides. Yeah, and so you get like him saying, "I want to be more. I'm going to be hope," and you see him like saving.
Does he actually say that outright? Does he say, "I want to be hope"?
He said no. I don't think he says hope in general. He says, "I need to be more."
I think he does say hope, but he doesn't say it like that. He's like, I need to give these people hope or something like that.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. You get like a scene with...
He's staring into the sun.
Yeah, you get a scene with
That's
Catwoman.
Beautiful.
Him saying goodbye to Catwoman.
Yeah. This is the...
So we've had no chemistry. You go to this other city.
I don't even know.
You go to this other city.
Whereas before it's like, hey, we should be married.
Yeah.
He goes to... Doesn't she say Bloodhaven?
Yeah, Bloodhaven.
Which is the city Nightwing looks after.
Yeah, exactly. But not in this universe, I'd take... Obviously not yet.
Well, I'd hope
you never know.
I'd hate that if that was the case.
And then we get one more. We get kind of one scene. I guess we can talk about is, and then we can give our overall thoughts. Now that we've gone through everything, is a scene with the Riddler and the Joker.
Oh, I forgot about that. I wanted to skip over that.
So you're obviously against them teasing the Joker.
Yeah, I am.
See, the thing I don't feel like it's such a bad thing because I feel like the next movie they're not going to make about the Joker. He won't be a main villain, but I feel like the Joker has always been there in Batman's life. Like he's always in the background. So
he ain't the Joker yet, though.
How do you know that? Yeah, bitch. But he's always been a background character, so I feel like it's not a bad thing that he's there. I don't want him to be the main villain for the next movie. I want them to do like something else, which we can get into in a sec. But I didn't mind that he was there. Like, if he's just keeping his background character, maybe later on he can come more to the
Joker
forefront.
should never be a background character.
He's always been a background character.
How
though.
is he?
Like in the
Name
anime
one-
series, sometimes you'll come out, look at the Mask of the Phantasm. He was
Phantasm?
you know what I mean? He was a background character.
Orgasm.
Shut the fuck up, man. I'm trying to have a serious point here. He was a background character.
No, he wasn't a background character in that movie. He was a side character. Hey.
Well, the same thing.
No, it's not. Background character is the people in the, like,
Dude,
say in Friends.
that's what
you
I'm trying
just
to say. He's
got
a side-
someone in the back just pretending to drink a coffee.
That's what I'm saying. He's a side character. Yeah.
You said background.
Man, I wasn't.
Fuck you.
Man, fuck you. So let's give our overall thoughts and what you think the future with this universe is like.
Hopefully not the Joker. Just give it a bit, okay? Give it a couple of movies, and then if they're still good, do the Joker. He had a clown nose.
I feel like
He had a clown nose.
Man, shut up. I feel like what would be a good next point to do for the next movie is, because you obviously got these TV series coming out which are going to really flush out the universe, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Anything, this universe, I love this universe. I feel like I really want to see more of it, and anything they bring out for it, I'm all for. And so I feel like the next actual movie would be, I think Freeze would be a good way.
I think it is Freeze, because the director has teased Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, he's mentioned he said he wants to do
the
that.
Court of Owls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like for the second movie, if it's Court of Owls, lit, but I feel like maybe you should leave that to
The last one, maybe?
last one, yeah.
Because, that is a big thing.
Have
Have you read the comic book?
Yeah, where are you going to go through with the Court of Owls after that?
afterwards,
Yeah,
the
so-
Joker.
well, yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. Mr. Freeze is probably the best step.
Freeze, and then maybe the Court of Owls for the third one, and then you never know, it might be more movies after that. Anyway,
I hope so. I really enjoyed this universe.
yeah, and all you can do is build on this, like build on the Batman. He's more about hope now. Build on Bruce Wayne now that
A lot of people had that problem. Like, Batman has never been a symbol of hope.
Well, yes, he has, but
Hey, I'm just repeating what other people said.
yeah,
I don't agree with them.
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
yeah.
I like a hopeful Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's not going to still be like angry, depressed, and all that kind of shit.
I see it as he's vengeful and hopeful at the
Yeah,
same time.
bit of this, bit of that.
He's dark and night together. No.
Yin and yang.
He's day and night together.
Yeah.
He's the Batman.
Should just end it right there. Yeah. But overall, I think it's an amazing movie. I personally feel like, after seeing it twice, I'm really keen to see it when it comes out on disc. I feel like this is my favorite Batman movie. I still don't know if I feel like it's my favorite movie, but in terms of like Batman, I feel like it's the best Batman movie we have.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
It's the best portrayal to Batman, and
Robert Pattinson does an amazing job as Batman.
Yeah, and I see a lot of
every actor in this movie is probably the best version of themselves, I'd say. Of the character they play, I mean. Like, Catwoman, this is probably the best Catwoman we've had. Better than Michelle Pfeiffer. Don't even say that she's better. Don't say it. You gonna say it? Punch her.
I don't know. Michelle Pfeiffer was pretty good, to be honest.
No, she wasn't.
I feel like you should watch that
hated her.
movie again.
No, I'm never watching that movie again. I don't want to see the Penguin's gross ass hands.
I feel like Gordon is pretty like 50-50 with him and Gordon from the Nolan trilogy.
Gary Oldman,
He's a great Gordon.
He's a great Gordon. I love Gary Oldman.
And
he's a good actor in general as well.
And Alfred, we didn't see enough Alfred to even say that.
You know what? You're proving me wrong.
Boom, again, yeah. Riddler, I agree with you. Batman.
Well, we've had three Riddlers, including the 66 version.
Yeah. But this Riddler, I really like.
Yeah, the
enjoy.
dark, gritty version.
Yeah. Batman, I feel like is the best Batman to the original material, comics and animation. So I feel like that's the best Batman. But in terms of obviously Bruce Wayne, that's not where we want him. But it makes sense in this universe.
Yeah, but it's leading up to it.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. It makes sense in this universe.
Is there a dog here?
Yeah, the Bruce Wayne that we got.
Yeah.
So, but I would like it if we get to a Bruce Wayne at a later date.
That's fucking bitches on the side, you know?
Yeah, that's fucking bitches, yeah. Yeah, so I feel like we will get to that. I would like to see if we get to like the Bruce Wayne that we know in the next couple movies, even in the last movie, like as the Bruce Wayne we know. But I can see this is the first Batman where I can see a lot of potential out of. I can see a lot of growth out of this Batman.
Yeah.
Where he can become more like as Bruce Wayne and as Batman. And I really hope we see a lot of Alfred in the next movie as well.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with this universe till the end.
Yeah, great. Amazing movie. Fantastic movie. 10 out of 10.
9.5.
What?
No, 10 out of 10, bro.
But with that, that's pretty much about it, isn't it?
Thank
Anything else you want to say?
Hey, yeah, I would like to say like and subscribe to the Overview YouTube channel. And
you can follow the Chris and Matt Shit Talk podcast.
Hey, we definitely will upload an episode next week, probably. No, we won't.
We upload on the podcast once a year.
Pretty much.
But I upload on the YouTube channel pretty much once a week at the moment.
Yeah, go to that. That's some good content over there. I'm not in it.
Yeah.
That's why it's good.
Well, you're in this.
That's good enough.
And you'll hear from Matt once a year.
Hey, if you want to see me stumble my words, come visit again.
Yeah, and
Listen to the first episode. I dare you.
And obviously, apologies for if we've missed anything with the discussion. You know, this movie is still pretty fresh, and we kind of jumped all over the place a little bit.
In the words of Thomas Wayne, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We ain't perfect. I'm going to go to fucking a crime boss and try to get him to kill a woman.
And why did we fall?
I made a mistake.
Why did we fall?
Because I got a hard on. Alright, let's end this shit.
Nah, man, that was a good way to end it, man. Why did we fall?
So we can learn to pick ourselves back up.
Hey.
Why did you say that name?